You're listening to Speaking of Voice Acting, and my guest today is one of the OG actors for Interesting NPCs and a bunch of other mods, Christian
Wow,
Gaughf.
OG.
You are.
Hey, how is everybody doing? Seriously, OG?
Yeah, you are.
Damn.
You are. And in my book, I mean, maybe you've done a ton of mods before that, and we'll get to that, but I think you were the second actor on board for Interesting NPCs. I'm pretty sure Jay was the
Second?
first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jay was the
Damn.
first to contact me.
Wow, okay.
And then it was you, and then I think Ericole, who was like a mother-daughter combination, and they were just like more of just, doing it for fun. They didn't have a mic. It was, at that time, I had no idea about sound quality and all that, but you and Jay actually have sort of stuck on like through the duration of the project, it seems almost like. So
Yeah.
was that the first mod you voiced for, or did you do other work before that?
Oh no, I've actually been doing voice acting for mods and other things for about almost 10 years now.
Wow.
I was doing voice acting when people were still playing Oblivion.
Oh, nice. No Morrowind?
No more with no. In fact, I voiced for Gold Horse Courier mod, and there was another one. I can't remember what it was. But both of the mods that I voiced for ended up getting integrated into the Better Cities mod. So,
Oh, nice.
if you actually want to hear like some of my very first voice acting, download that mod and play it, and you will hear me just suck all kinds of ass. So.
Do you want to like go back and redo those, or at least like delete those files from existence, more or less?
How did Edna put it in The Incredibles? I never look back, darling.
Nice. That is a good way to approach things, because you're always going to nitpick. You're always going to want to redo things, even if it's perfectly fine. It's just the way it is,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's
You are your own worst critic, unless you're a narcissist. In which case, you might want to listen to other people.
I'm sure if I download the Better Cities mod right now and listen to it, it won't sound too bad. It'll sound pretty good. Any Argonian serial killers in that mix of mods you voice for?
I do believe so, yes, 2 of them.
Because I believe when I first contacted you, or you contacted me, I'm not sure which way it went, but the role I thought you were perfect for some reason, was an Argonian serial killer named Jeerah-Nur.
Yep. Well,
And at the time, I remember you were very excited for this role, because it was completely original, right?
oh, yeah.
No, but in reality, you've actually voiced like so many Argonian serial killers, you thought, oh my god, not again. I believe were the words you used.
Well, Argonians in general, and usually those Argonians turned out to be the antagonists. I guess I just have that kind of voice.
Yeah, there was something in the timbre of your voice that just said villain to me. Do you get that a lot in real life as well, or people automatically don't trust you?
Kind of, but not because of my voice. I get a lot of stares in the grocery stores. It's like, is he about to rob the place?
Probably because you're wearing that ski mask. It's probably that.
Yeah, or it could be the bloody knife.
Yeah,
You really never know about these kind of things.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's stereotyping. Not everybody with a bloody knife is necessarily trying to rob the place. You never know.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, what if I just saved a bunch of puppies from getting ran over?
Or you were like performing some kind of impromptu surgery in the convenience store for some reason.
Yeah, what if somebody was choking and I had to give an emergency tracheotomy?
Oh, exactly. You're a healer. God,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
misunderstood.
Just like Valgus.
Yes, exactly. Just like Valgus. And that is a good segue, because after I realized that you had more range and you had this good side that nobody knew about because of your villainous voice, I decided to cast you for Valgus, who is a healer, an all-around good guy, somebody who wants to do good in this world. So,
Yeah.
how did you prepare for this role that is nothing like yourself?
Well, that's where you're wrong, actually, because I actually relate with Valgus more than I do any of my other characters.
Oh, really?
Well, personality-wise, Like talking about occupational wise, then yeah, I probably relate more with Jeerah-Nur.
Why Jeerah-Nur? Now I'm curious. What do you do for a living?
Actually, I relate more with Jasper when it comes to that sort of thing. Well, of course, I'm a voice actor.
Yes.
I do get the occasional paid job to do voice acting, but for the most part, I am a published author.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What is the book? We were going to get into this later, but we might as well talk about it now.
It is called Blackheart's The Witch Hunt. It is the first one out of what could be a 12-part series.
12. Wow. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have to like monitor your health like throughout this. It's not going to be like a George R. R. Martin situation, is it? Because 12 is pretty ambitious.
Okay, first of all, I am fit as a fiddle.
Okay. Shots fired at George.
Yeah, he's a big man.
He's a jolly fellow.
He's a big boy. Yeah. But considering that I'm already on my third, I'm almost done with the third one. The second one has not been published yet due to some difficulties with scheduling with my editor and all that. But I'm almost done with the third one, and as soon as it gets edited, I will be releasing the second one, and further down the road, I will be releasing the third one. And actually, once my third one does, once when I complete my third one, I do plan to go to a publisher and have it published to the masses for people who venture to Books a Million and all that good stuff. Is Books a Million still a franchise, or am I just behind the times?
I have no idea. This is a realm that I have no knowledge of. I haven't read a book in like 8 years, so.
Well, for someone who does not read, you write very well.
Oh, I used to read like a long time ago, and then I just got lazy and just stopped. I don't know. It's the time thing. It's really time consuming, but it's just one of those things. For some reason, you just stop doing things that you used to love. I used to play sports too, and now I just sit on my ass. So,
fair enough. Well, I mean, like everybody has scheduling issues. I mean, I can't remember the last time that I picked up a game. I mean,
oh yeah,
I keep telling myself that like today's the day I'm gonna go back and play Skyrim, or I'm gonna play Fallout 4 or Warframe or something, and then something else comes up, and I'm like, what was I doing?
Well, see, especially with writing, because it's such a solitary like existence, more or less. You're sort of like in your zone, and you're sort of I don't know if it's the same for you, but like you bunker down, and you need the quiet, and you just go ahead and you like visit that world. But like anytime there's a distraction or anything like that, and going back to George, I mean, I think that's probably why it's taken so long. It's just he has so many distractions, but it's just so hard to do,
Yeah, that's very true.
And there are a lot of distractions in today's world, mostly porn, but
yeah, I can vouch for that.
You weren't like published. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you're sitting there, you're trying to write a symphony, and then you got just these huge breasts in your face. Yeah. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you gonna sit there and finish that symphony, or are you gonna deal with that?
Yeah.
Which one? Come on. We all know which one.
We got priorities.
Exactly.
Now, at the time, you weren't published, though. You weren't as successful as you are now when we were doing interesting NPCs, right? So, but you had these ambitions, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
So, was it easy to tap into that for Jasper, because he is an aspiring writer, and he feels almost what all writers feel at times, that they're like a fraud or a failure, even though what they're writing is like really substantial.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did this the Meet the Actors thing, that we did for you. God, how many years ago is it now?
I don't know. It was a while. That was funny because I didn't have a mic at that time, and so we had to do the interviews by text. But you offered to do it by voice, so the questions were all done by like a text-to-speech robot.
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, like I said in that one, that I could relate most with Jasper was because he was aspiring to be a writer, and he probably had all of these people. Can I cuss on this?
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
swear?
yeah. Cuss to your heart.
Like he had all these people like shitting on him. He had Adonato saying that his work was crap,
Yeah.
and I could really relate with that because I've had a lot of people just say that mine wasn't worth publishing. So
Haters,
yeah,
man.
I've definitely been in his shoes, literally. Well, maybe not literally, but you know what I mean.
Well, that's the thing, because it's such a hard industry to break into. I don't know how long it took J.K. to get Harry Potter published, but I don't know. I think decades or something. I mean, and you have to go through these trials and tribulations where you doubt yourself, or you feel like, am I good enough? And not just for writers, for actors, for, I don't know, just any kind of profession, maybe even plumbers. Maybe you're trying to fix somebody's faucet and you have doubts, and it's just.
Well, I think any position or any job that relates with art can very easily become oversaturated, and that right now that's what's happening with self-publishing people, is that if you're not either really good or have like a niche audience, then you're probably doomed to fail. I mean, there are literally millions of self-published writers on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, the highest-selling ones that I have seen so far are just absolute worst. And the reason why they sell is because it's a niche audience. They have these obscure romance novels, and people seem to eat that shit up.
There's even
I don't get it.
I've even seen clippy erotica.
Oh my god. Like for example, I've been offered to do audiobooks for several different authors, and each one has been a romance novel, and each one has had this niche to it. Like for example, there was this one that it was called the Barbarian's Captive. Yeah, it was called the Barbarian's Captive. And it was about this woman who gets captured by aliens, and the aliens are like this advanced, like highly advanced species, and it wasn't great. It was not great. I actually had to stop reading it occasionally to laugh. It was that bad. Either to laugh or to cringe. And it was more of the latter than the former.
Oh, okay, that's even worse. Because sometimes if it's so bad that it's funny, then it's enjoyable. But if it's just bad, then it's just a slog to read through. I can imagine.
Yeah, I was actually kind of glad that she got another voice actor to do the narration, because I don't think I could have done it seriously. Although, if anybody is interested, I do have a demo of it on my SoundCloud.
Oh, nice.
So,
we'll put the links in the description. How about that?
Yes, awesome.
In addition to writing novels, you also done some writing for mods. You wrote Griffith and Morgan. You also wrote, or are writing, for the Skyrim Romance mod. For the character you voiced. How did that whole thing come about?
Well, actually, it came from you.
Did it? What did I do?
Well, you're the one that got Mara into
Oh,
modding
that's
Skyrim.
right. I pointed her to some Wikipedia pages, and I just like shooed her away, and then for some reason, she gives me credit for helping her. I didn't really do anything. She did it all on her own. No, what I'm saying is she did it all on her own. Like, she asked me like for some help and for some tips, and like I pointed her to certain things, but like I didn't do anything. That is all her. So she kind of gives me credit for that, but I didn't do anything, to be honest.
Well, it was your mod that inspired her, and I'm pretty sure that your mod inspired a lot of people.
Maybe a dozen or so, but yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is that after interesting NPCs, there was an enormous amount of voiced quest mods and all that. Like in Oblivion, there were a few.
Right. Yeah.
In Fallout 3, actually, I don't think that there are any voiced Fallout 3 mods, quest mods, except for yours. Because I actually looked it up when I saw that you had a Fallout 3 mod as well. I couldn't find another one that was voiced.
Yeah, I think there are a few. It's just that.
So yeah, I think you broke a lot of ground on that one. With interesting NPCs, with your Fallout 3 mod, with your Fallout New Vegas mod, hell, probably even with your Fallout 4 mod.
Yeah, I'm all for patting myself on the back, but we don't want to get too far down that road, or else I'm just not going to stop talking about myself. This interview is about you, sir, and so I knew Mara, and then Mara, I guess, was she looking for actors, and then I introduced you to. Was that how it went? I don't remember at all.
I don't know if you recommended me or if she came to me personally.
Okay, based on your work for like Valgus or.
Yeah, I think what it was is that she heard she says that it was Valgus that made her like really love my voice, but she said that she wanted the Griffith voice for KL, so that's what I did, and it really seemed to work out. I mean, people really seem to love that voice, and here's the really interesting part about that voice. Do you know where that voice comes from?
The villain side of you?
No, actually what it comes from is me trying to do a Charlton Heston impression.
Wow.
Yep.
I would have never figured that.
Now I have just one question for you.
Okay, see, now I can hear it.
Do I feel lucky? Well,
see, that's more Eastwood, though. That's not Heston, that's Eastwood.
Wait. Did I say Charlton Heston?
You did say Charlton Heston.
Oh my god. I got my old actors mixed up. Yeah. I meant Clint Eastwood. I'm sorry.
Charlton Heston is Planet of the Apes. You blew it up, that guy.
Oh, my bad. Well, they're very close.
Sure, why not? Heston, Eastwood, same guy.
Oh my god, I apologize. I apologize to Charlton Heston. You are not Clint Eastwood. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so that's the voice you use, more or less.
Yeah, pretty much.
And was the character received so well that she wanted to expand it further, or how did that come about? Because originally, I think Skyrim Romance had a single protagonist that you were romancing, right? And the others were just sort of like suitors that were trying to compete for the protagonist's love.
Yeah, that is exactly right. There was a big fallout with Mara and the original actor who played Bishop.
Oh yeah.
And afterwards, after the whole falling out, like we started to think about another one involving me, because like after the falling out, there was a lot of people who just wanted nothing to do with the project anymore, because of him leaving the project and all this, that, and the other. And Mara was really broken up about it, and she really thought that, like, this was the end of her whole modding thing. And I stuck with her, and I gave her words of encouragement. And I told her that I would stick with her, through thick and thin, no matter what.
Right. Like Valgus, more or less. You really are
yeah.
a knight in shining armor.
I don't know about that.
Although he's more of a healer.
I'm a knight in blackish-bluish armor.
Oh, okay. An anti-hero, more or less.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like after that, we started making concepts for a romance for KL. And that's where Forbidden Love blossomed. Mm. And after that, we kind of put Forbidden Love on halt against my wishes. Like they put it on halt, and they went back to Skyrim Romance, and basically just completely redid it with a completely new voice actor, whose name is River. Mm-hmm. And he's an amazing dude, don't get me wrong, but he kind of took my spotlight for a while.
Bastard.
And so Forbidden Love just was on the back burner for a long time, but I hung in there, like I stuck with the team. Earlier you said that I wrote for Skyrim Romance. I did not. I had a writing job at the time, and I was under contract, so I couldn't actually write for them.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not doing that anymore, so I am, in fact, the lead writer of Forbidden Love. And for anybody who has been kind of eagerly anticipating that, you'll be happy to know that we are already on the 5th quest of the main storyline.
5th quest of how many quests total?
I believe it's supposed to be between 10 and 12. So yeah, we are definitely making a lot of progress. Keep in mind that this is going to be a DLC sized mod.
Yeah, because even DLC main quests, or even the main quest for Skyrim itself, isn't it like a 7 or 8 parter? I mean, 12. Wow, that is, yeah, I think so, right? Or a 9? I don't know.
That.
I'm not sure how long it is, but I mean, 12. That is really, really big. So I mean, this is like, I would say it's bigger than DLC. I don't know. Maybe I'm hyping you up too much. That's my job.
Only time will tell. Yeah. But if you're not following Forbidden Love, which we should probably link to the website.
For sure.
Forbidden Love is going to come with its very own world space. A lot like how Dragonborn had Solstheim. This is actually going to have a section of High Rock open for you to explore, and I think Mara said that it's about half the size of Skyrim.
That's huge. So you're actually, because your character is like, I believe, a Forsworn type character. So that would, I mean, you can delve into the past and do all this other stuff, and of a new land as well. That was news to me. Who's involved with the project besides yourself as far as like creating because you know what you hear a lot with these big new lands projects is that, you know, they're never going to get done. They're just too ambitious. But how do you feel about like how the project is coming along in that regard, as far as building the land, building like the small details like the clutter and all the other stuff that goes into a Bethesda game?
Well, the thing is that I am the lead writer.
Okay.
I am the lead voice actor, because I've actually gotten to the point where I'm coaching all the other voice actors.
Oh, okay.
And we have meetings every Sunday. I mean, this is almost a 9-to-5 job for us at this point.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's very ambitious, but we are really hard at work on it.
Well, it sounds like you're dedicated, because I think the meeting thing is telling, because I think the problem with a lot of big ambitious mods is just a bunch of people who don't really talk, and it's hard to really get things organized. But if you have like a leadership infrastructure in place and a way to delegate tasks, I think, you know, you might be able to accomplish this.
Yeah, and on top of that, like the meetings are, well, I use the meetings to make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a couple of writers on that have not been pulling their weight, and the one's already gone now. So
yeah,
like, we are looking for people who are just as dedicated as us. We don't want people who just want their names on the mod.
Yeah, and
like,
we
want
thing.
people who are invested.
They have to have the passion, because there's certainly no like financial obligation you can hold them to. Completing the work. So you have to sort of find people who are passionate about it. And that's another thing that's good, I think, Forbidden Love, is that Mara's shown that she has the passion and she's completed this type of work before. You've done thousands of lines for Valgus and other things. So it's pretty clear that you have the passion and the drive to finish it. So I think having you guys as leads speaks well and bodes well for the project. Just gonna sit here, blow smoke up your butt. Okay, so...
Oh, I can swear, but you're going to say butt. All right.
Oh, ass. Fuck, shit, motherfucker. There we go. Goodbye, monetization.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
No, it's cool. I don't care.
Just put some bleeps and bloops.
No. It's not going to make any money anyway. I don't even worry about that. Oh, what I wanted to ask is, Forbidden Love, it's centered around romance. You talked about earlier how you were doing voiceover for romantic novels. Is this something that a genre that you're passionate about, like writing romance, writing stuff like that?
Actually, I'm not. And So far, well, I mean, like I said, like the ones that I have been asked to do are they make me cringe. Like the dialogue is bad. Like I know I'm a good actor because I make that stuff sound good. But I mean, it's just like there are times I'm voicing the damn thing. I have to click pause or stop and just face palm and shake my head. It's like, oh God, what did I get myself into? But like at the same time, I say that, but I feel that with the right kind of writing, with the right kind of flow and vibe, I think that it can actually be done well, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it seem as realistic as possible.
Yeah, I think with any writer, it's not the subject matter, it's not the genre, it's not anything like that. It's more of whether it's good or not. It's that simple.
Yeah.
If
I
it's
mean,
good, it could be.
like I tell all of my writers and all my voice actors, you cannot beat pure experience and skill. Like if you have nothing else at all, if you have skill, you're good.
Is that something you have more of, you think, in the romance department? Do you use experience or do you use skill?
Well, I'm not one to brag.
They say write what you know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, so far it's been very good. It hasn't flowed as well as I had hoped, but I do have other writers that help me along with it, that help me with the main quest, and I help them with the side quest, with the locational dialogue. Oh, which by the way, KL is going to be basically a super follower. He's going to have
nice.
locational dialogue. There are going to be dialogue events in certain areas. There are going to be side quests. He's romanceable. Just all this, that, and the other, and just yeah, it's freaking crazy.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I imagine like a lot of the women players in the Skyrim community are going to love it because far too often, I think 99% of the followers on Nexus are basically waifu stuff. So just to be able to have other options for people who are interested in having a male romance companion.
Sadly though, it will pertain to female female player characters.
What? No, I mean, I get that in a way because it's like part of his character. You don't want to be sort of like the lazy Bethesda way of making him bisexual, but yeah, it's still sort of disappointing, isn't it, for gay men who play?
Yeah, well, I mean, they got Jaspar.
That's
Come
true. So what was the reasoning behind that? Making him straight, more or less.
To make him straight. So I think what Mar wanted to do is that she wanted to focus on just female players and female player characters.
Yeah, but is it part of his character though, where it would make more sense for him to be straight as opposed to bisexual or gay?
I would say so, yeah. But to say why would kind of spoil something, so
okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that then. So that's Forbidden Love, a project I'm really excited about. So look for that. We'll have links on the bottom in the description. And let's move on to other projects. One of the things
awesome.
you've voiced is a handicap accessible game that came out recently called A Hero's Call. Talk about how you got into that and about the game.
Again, it's because of you.
Oh, wow. Should I be getting like 10% as your agent? I'm just kidding.
Well, I actually, it was. Oh my God! It's been so long since I talked to him. Oh my God! I can't remember his name. The guy that voiced Gore.
Oh, Samuel. Now
Samuel.
Jones,
There we go. He and a few of my other voice actor friends. We had this group going on. A few years back actually, and we all kind of became friends. And he told us about this thing that was going on with this blind accessible game that I don't remember if it was a friend of his or if it was just something that somebody else contacted him about.
Yeah.
But he told us about it, and he gave us the email if we were interested, and I signed up immediately. Because this just sounded like a cool thing. Because I didn't even know that games for blind people was even a thing until then.
Neither did I. It's pretty crazy.
So yeah, okay, here's the really crazy thing. This game was designed for blind people by blind people.
Wow.
the developer, the lead developer, is blind.
Wow, that's incredibly impressive. But
Tell me about it.
it also gives me a lot of faith in the game because they would understand. I mean, I thought maybe they would consult a blind person, but just to have a blind person as a lead developer is something like they would understand like the difficulties and the types of cues that are necessary, like audio wise, in order to play an RPG without having sight. So,
But yeah, it's actually available for purchase now. As of right now, it's like the major game is specifically for blind people, but they do plan to make updates to add visuals for non-blind people.
Wow.
So if you're not blind, that is something to look forward to. And I play Matthias the Ranger. And again, I use my Griffith voice in that one as well.
yeah, I think it's just a cool genre. It's super inclusive. I mean, and it's just, I don't know, it's just something nice to do for a community that is often neglected in gaming, especially because gaming is such a visual exercise at times. And to be able to make a game that is for the visually impaired, I mean, it's just a really special thing, I think.
Definitely.
And just shows that you are not the villain that you have been portrayed as.
You mean the villain that I portrayed myself as?
Just more good guy things to put on your resume.
I try to be a good guy. I really do. I might play one on TV, but you know.
A good guy who goes on the occasional stabbing spree. That's
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what's wrong with that?
yeah, nothing. I think that's pretty much all the questions I've had. We've gone on for about 40 minutes. Is there anything else?
40 minutes already?
Wow. Is there anything else you want to share about yourself to our 100 listeners?
Oh.
99. One is my mom. She doesn't count. So.
Well, that's a lot more than what I got. All I gotta say is just watch out for anything that I'm involved with. I always put like 110% into it. Check out my book. That'll soon turn into plural books. And yeah, just check me out, and if you like me, support me.
So watch out for all your releases, and also watch out for you on the street in case, you might go on a crazy rampage. You want to be careful.
Yeah, I'll be the creepy dude wearing a hood.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate all the work you've done and just the passion and the skill that you've shown in everything you've done. And just thank you for just being personable and a great guy.
Hey, my pleasure.
All right, that's it for this episode. Speaking of voice acting, tune in next week where we have, I don't know who we'll have on. I'm just going to fill that in later. All right. See you guys.
Peace.